Clear and cool tonight, more mild weather on the way this week.
What a difference a year makes in Western Massachusetts winter weather. And 22 News is working for you in New Hampshire with live coverage of the ongoing Republican presidential primary.
Live from the 22 News Broadcast Center, this is 22 News at 6.
22 News takes you close to the action as New Hampshire Republicans prepare to make their choice for a presidential candidate on Tuesday. Good evening and welcome to 22 News at 6. I'm Heidi Voigt. We're just 2 days away from the New Hampshire GOP primary. Candidates are making the final push before Granite State voters head to the polls on Tuesday. Our own 22 News reporter Laura Hutchinson is live in Manchester, New Hampshire tonight. Laura, one thing that Iowa proved was that every vote counts, and so far in New Hampshire we're seeing front runners slipping in the polls. You're there in the middle of it all. Do you get the sense that we could see a surprise in New Hampshire?
Well, it's possible because I'll tell you, there's still a number of people here in New Hampshire who still aren't sure which candidate they want to support on Tuesday. But I have witnessed a lot of people here from out of town, including from Western Massachusetts, who are trying to sway the undecided.
Welcome to Manchester, New Hampshire, former textile capital of the world, population 110,000, the largest city in the Granite State that goes by the slogan, live free or die. And these days, people are living free, showcasing their political views in all sorts of ways. The nation's first primary is just days away, and all eyes are on New Hampshire. Brian Doe traveled all the way up from East Long Meadow in an effort to influence some of the residents of our neighboring state.
A lot of people, have the same values, have the same beliefs, and, New Hampshire is very similar to Massachusetts in a lot of ways.
The national media is making themselves at home in downtown Manchester, and so are those who are, you guessed it, occupying the New Hampshire primary. So all these people made their way into Manchester, New Hampshire in hopes of making a difference one way or another. Question is anyone listening? Manchester's Megan Shea says she's taking it all in as she prepares to cast her vote. Do you know how you're going to vote on Tuesday?
I don't yet. I'm really not sure at this point. It's still up in the air. That's why I'm down here. That's why I'm wandering around talking to people.
22 News was the only TV station from Western Massachusetts there as John Huntsman and Newt Gingrich made their final push to rally their supporters. The other potential GOP nominees have been doing the same in other parts of the state. And in the midst of it all is Springfield native and political consultant Tony Signoli.
For Western Massachusetts, this is a unique one to watch because what goes on up here in New Hampshire, you're going to hear some of these same themes on the economy in the all-important race back at home. Brown versus probably Liz Warren.
Signoli says the New Hampshire primary sets the tone for the rest of the campaign, and soon it'll be Massachusetts heading to the polls.
Now, many of the recent polls still portray Mitt Romney as the frontrunner in the state, which puts Massachusetts residents here in an interesting position. I've heard the question asked of them several times, how was Mitt Romney as your governor, as a leader? And of course, I've also heard a number of responses, some in favor of him, some not in favor. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out on Tuesday. And of course, 22 News will be here through Wednesday, giving you live 2012 primary coverage here from New Hampshire. And we'll always be online as well at WWLP.com. Reporting live from Manchester, New Hampshire tonight, I'm Laura Hutchinson for 22 News.
All right, back here in Western Massachusetts, it's been a nice day. Not as nice as yesterday, but still much milder than usual. Storm Team meteorologist Adam Stremko is in the 22 News Forecast Center. Adam, what are we looking at for the week ahead? Is winter finally going to rear its head?
Well, Heidi, it really doesn't look that way. And of course, we weren't quite as warm as yesterday. Yesterday, we, believe it or not, we made it up to 60 degrees. Today, we're a little bit closer to normal, but still a bit above. We made it up into the lower 40s. Here's a look at our clouds and radar. And you can see we did have a few clouds build in this afternoon. Otherwise, we did see a good deal of sunshine out there. A few flurries and snow showers over portions of upstate New York, but those are dissipating as they kind of move to the south. And you can see skies are clearing out. It's going to be a cool night. Temperatures will be dropping off tonight, getting down into the teens and 20s by tomorrow morning. Out there right now, it's a bit on the breezy side. We had that wind out there for a good portion of the day. We're at 34 degrees out there right now under mostly clear skies. Mostly clear at 7 p.m. 31 degrees as we head towards 9 p.m. Mostly clear, 29 degrees. And we're down to 25 degrees at 11 p.m. with clear skies. Now tomorrow looks like another nice day, a little bit cooler, 34 to 38 degrees with lots of sunshine. Does look like the mild weather will be sticking around. In fact, temperatures will be warming up into the 40s. We'll talk about when we could see some wet weather in just a few minutes in the 22 News Storm Team forecast.
Well, even though the temperature wasn't exactly breaking records today, it's still a big difference from last year at this time when nearly 2 feet of snowfall fell on western Massachusetts. 22 News reporter Shannon Halligan traveled back to one area hit hard in that storm.
Waite Street in Springfield looked like this in January of 2011. Residents were fed up with their inability to drive down their own street, and they still remember it vividly.
It was pretty much undrivable. Our street was really horrible. Just getting in and out. It was actually one way for quite some time. So it was really rough. It was a bad winter, but it was really bad.
At times, streets in Springfield were safety hazards.
Completely plowed my whole driveway in. It was up to the back of my truck. And my son was really sick at the time, and if I had to call an ambulance, they wouldn't have been able to get into my driveway. The plow trucks knocked over the fire extinguisher.
And this year, there's a vast difference to that without even a dusting of snow on the ground, which is a great relief for residents who live on this street.
Now, we don't have to worry about that. There's no plows necessary, so it's awesome.
And this guy can drive down without a problem. In Springfield, Shannon Halligan, 22 News.
That brings us to our 22 News interactive internet poll question for tonight. We want to know if you vividly remember just how much that storm last January inconvenienced you. It's easy to make your voice heard. Just log on to the 22 News website at WWLP.com and click your vote. We'll bring you the results later tonight on 22 News at 11. This day marked a dream come true for Springfield.